Fargo, North Dakota. Make some noise for Josh Johnson!
I've had doctors that really just felt like they were piecing it together as we went. You know what I mean? Like truly. Like one time, I don't even know what it was. I had something on my leg that was like concerning me, right? And so I went to the doctor and I'm telling him about it. I'm sitting in his office going over it, going like when it happened, everything, how worried I am because I've never seen anything like this before, and how I've just been like feeling like tired all the time. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with this. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, do you want to take a look at it? He's like, yeah, we'll get to it. And then he stands up, grabs like all the stuff, stethoscope, stuff that he, I guess he gonna listen to it. I don't know what the plan is. But then he's like, go ahead and stand up and you can drop your you can drop your pants. And I'm like, why are you seem nervous? Like it was just do you know what I mean? Like it's not like we're buds. Like I have to do this now. And we've talked about it thoroughly. Like, you know where the thing is, like upper thigh, right? And so then I like open my belt buckle, I unzip, I start dropping my pants, and maybe I did too fast for him because he was like, oh, pause. I was like, pause? Not a doctor. Say pause. Oh. Because it's tough and it's scary because we only know a medieval amount about how to keep ourselves alive. We think we're smarter because we have more access to information, but even with that access, some people don't want the information. There are people that are straight up, like I used to think from the bottom of my heart, oh, if people just knew, if you knew better, you'd do better. I used to like live by that mantra. And now I'm realizing, no, some people don't want to know. Some people would like to do exactly what they do now. Because to me, I go to a doctor because I'm like, you're a professional. The hope is that you know what's going to be going on. So I don't need to learn about what's going on while it's happening to me, because that's how you die slowly. You know what I mean? I don't want to be sitting on my deathbed like, I figured it out. And so you go to a doctor because doctor's supposed to know. But now there are people who will admit that they don't know, but they'll also be like, nah, he doesn't know either. And it's like, look, I'm not saying doctors know everything, but we as the general public, we have like a certain amount of knowledge that helps keep us alive. And the rest is other people that we've never met being like, don't eat the lettuce this week. There's E. coli everywhere. And without them, I wouldn't know that. I'd be hitting the lettuce hard. I'd be like, look at how healthy I am. I'm mid-salad right now. Oh, you do your best. Everyone is doing their best. Don't think that I think people aren't doing their absolute best. Even when they don't do what I agree with, even when they don't do things that I think are like common sense. People are doing their best, you know? It's just sometimes someone's best shouldn't be here. Do you know what I mean? You can have all the good intentions in the world, but if your best is like subpar, we should probably get you out of there. Let you be a cheerleader. Because I've been through all manner of like medical things. Luckily, nothing so serious that it was like fundamentally life-threatening for long. I'm very thankful that I don't deal with like chronic pain or conditions that I know people in my life do that make them have to adjust plans, cancel plans, make them have to adjust their life, make them have to be thinking about this thing all the time. I luckily don't have to think about my body all the time, you know? But I know a lot of people that do. I know a lot of people that depend on those experts for things that if we were going off of my knowledge, most of this room would be dead. No? I don't claim to be an expert, but I feel like there's this weird place we've gotten to where it used to be knowing something was like a big deal. Oh, ask them, they know, right? And now questioning something is as big of a deal as knowing something. And I'm not saying questions are bad. I just think that at a certain point, we need to distinguish the people who only ever ask questions from the people who actually know things. Do you know what I mean? You should ask questions. I don't want anyone to blindly follow anyone. I'm just saying that when people say do your own research, some of them haven't researched. Research is boring. If you weren't bored during your research, if you just strung a marathon of documentaries on YouTube together, I bet you that wasn't research though. I'm not even saying everything you learned was wrong. I'm just saying like research usually takes time, takes years of your life, takes dedicated study and attention. Real research, knowing something, you have to give something to know something. It takes nothing to just pick things apart until you confuse everyone. Do you know what I mean? And so I said all that because I've made mistakes in my life. I didn't know the difference between the emergency room and urgent care. I wish that they give one of them a less immediate name. I didn't know they weren't interchangeable, all right? It's the emergency room and then it's urgent care. Well, I urgently need help for my emergency, so what should I do? Where does that leave us now? I'm at a fork in the road and whichever I pick sounds like they'll help me quickly. Turns out emergency rooms are for like life-threatening, immediate care. Urgent care is for when you got like a headache. Urgent care, look, and this is not to disparage anyone that works in any place. It's just that urgent care stories, I know people who work in urgent care, and I know people who work in emergency rooms, and the emergency room stories, I should have known to go to the emergency room if it was more serious, because the emergency stories are so much more horrific in nature than the urgent care stories. Like, the urgent care stories are like, yeah, this dude came in and he was filling out his paperwork, but his nose is bleeding the whole time. Kind of got all over the paper, and then he handed it back to me, and I was like, ugh. Emergency room stories are like, there was a dude today that, and also anyone who's ever worked in an emergency room and then told me an emergency room story has a 1,000-yard stare. They're not talking to me. They might be talking to God. They might be asking God, why would you let me see something like that? I got into this business to help people. I really want to help and heal, and you show me the devil. I don't want to see that ever again. Because what they will tell me with that wide stare is like, yeah, this guy came in today and his leg was... And it's like, I don't know what that is. That blinking? Sometimes they will just blink in silence. I'm like, is it in the room right now? This guy came in today and his leg was in his chest. You sure this wasn't a dream? No. Like, I went to urgent care one time and genuinely was sicker than when I walked in. When I left, I walked into urgent care and I had an appointment, and which is odd because I thought you were supposed to be able to just run up in there, but get to urgent care, I have my appointment, and the person at the front, look, God bless them, truly. I know they were just doing their best, but they could not stop sneezing and coughing openly. And so I was like, oh, like I'm backing away from this. I'm like, yeah, so do you want me to just go right over there? Do you want me to just walk around you and go back there? He's like, oh, the doctor's not ready yet. I was like, You can go first, dog. Like, if you, I mean, you already here and you here all day, and like, I don't know, you're probably killing everybody, so if you want to go, that's supposed to be the benefit of working here, right? That you are already here in case you need to be here. And he was like, oh, don't worry, don't worry, it's not COVID. And I was like, that wasn't my concern at all. I wasn't wondering if it was COVID. I was wondering why it was happening right now to you. Like, I want you to be well. That would be better for everybody in here, because we all came sick. And if we all mix our sick together right now, I'm pretty sure we'll get a new thing. And I don't want that to happen. No, and then my man sent me back so the doctor could cough in my mouth. Everybody had it, whatever it was, everybody had it. But now, when you go to the emergency room, let's say that's closer than urgent care, and you're like, hey, you know what, I'll just go right now. And then you get in there, and even if you have a terrible migraine, when you look around an emergency room, it does make you self-conscious about your sickness. The same way where you like go to the gym for the first time in 8 years and you looking around at all the people who are like already swole. When you get to an emergency room and you're not that sick and then you just see people holding bullet wounds closed, you're like, you can go before me if you want. Like, And so, it's all important stuff. It's hard for us to stay healthy because it's already hard for us to live. You have to do everything that it takes to like have a life, keep people alive if you've made people, and be healthy. And then I don't know, maybe it's just the way that we work as a country, but we're so back and forth and 100% all the time. All gas, no brakes, all the time, always behind, fighting, trying to get back in black, fighting that red line, fighting that poverty line, to the point where there are people who genuinely believe they don't have time. Oh, you could do this. This is the healthier thing to do. Oh, make some time for this. I don't have time, right? By the time I get home, I'm exhausted. I just want to sleep. Can I at least have sleep? And so it's tough, even when it comes to eating, even when it comes to like what we know to eat to be healthy. It changes. And sometimes it changes because we find out something. And then sometimes it changes because a company is like, actually, there's a lot of money in kale. You remember kale? You remember that thing that we used to put at the bottom of every salad bar? It used to be the floor of the salad bar. You would go to a Pizza Hut and there would be kale wrapped around the pizza. Not on the pizza, under the pizza. Just use kale as like foliage. And then one day somebody was like, hey, we growing all this kale. You ever taste some? You ever bite down into that kale? It's probably good for you. And then it takes off, becomes a whole craze. I'm always blown away with food crazes of food that we've been eating. We've all been alive for a while now, but every year there will be some superfood that's a food we were already aware of. Remember when avocados had their day? Remember when avocado was like, no, your skin. And there's vitamins that it's so good for you. Your skin. Do you want more skin? Your skin. It's so good for you. See, you have extra skin under your skin. It'll be so healthy. You remember coconut oil? There was a year where coconut oil could do no wrong. They were like, no, put it on your skin. Lather yourself up at night. You'll just be so moisturized. Put it on your skin. Put it in your hair. It'll get all the dirty stuff out of your hair. It'll clear out your pores in the hair and everything. Get the hair follicle all nice and juicy and stuff. Eat it. Cook with it. It's so good. It'll be good it'll fix your skin from the inside. It'll be delicious and it'll be like all of your organs have new skin. And then somebody else came out with a study that was like, oh, actually don't do any of that. Like it's it's actually going to fully clog your pores. It's going to clog the pores of your hair, and if you eat it, it's going to, like, I don't know, be like a little too loose in your heart while your heart's trying to pump blood. I don't know what they said, but it just, they turned on it in a day. And you would think that all this stuff is happening because we're finding out all these things, but what's really happening is all of these narratives are competing at the same time. There are people who have a vested interest in you eating as much meat as possible, and then there are people who have a vested interest in you eating no meat at all. And I don't even mean on a political front. I'm not even talking about environmentalists versus like vegans versus people who have money in Big Cow. I'm talking about genuinely there are people who believe, for whatever reasons they've come to, that they've concluded that they believe this thing is good for you, this thing is bad for you, and then they put it out into the world. And because we have the internet, you could look up anything, and anything is as good for you as it is bad for you. And that is scary when you know what a medieval amount to keep yourself alive. I'm not claiming to be smarter than anybody, and I try to listen to experts, and I try to do my quote-unquote own research. It's a lot of reading. It's pretty boring. That's why I feel like I'm doing the right thing. You know, but it's still tough to know. I'm not coming down on people for not knowing. I think it's mostly that if someone went to all the trouble to know, maybe that should mean something. You know, I say this because RFK Jr. is the head of Health and Human Services. And if you're not familiar with RFK Jr., he has a very specific sound, very specific way of speaking and thinking, and he's on a real like health kick as a whole personality, right? And it's unfortunate that so much of that is what feels like riddled with internet. I've never seen someone so interested in health and the science of health without just getting into the science of health. Do you know what I mean? It would be like me knowing every stat that there is to know about basketball. But then when someone rolled me a ball or even tossed me a ball, maybe I'm playing my first pickup game of basketball. With all of this knowledge I supposedly have of the game, I know plays, I know players, I know stats, I know strategies, and then someone actually passes me the ball and I go, there are things that RFK Jr. has said and done. They don't just worry me. You know what I mean? They don't just like worry me. They actively go against, like, it's one thing if you have one theory. I let everybody be subversive about like one thing to me because I'm like, all right, you might be right about this thing. Who knows? Let's investigate, right? When you have 90, nah, dog, this is bad. I don't even like repeating some of the things that he said because it makes it, if I repeat it, I sound like I think it because it takes me so long to explain what he thought that I sound like I think it too, and I would rather not. You know, during his confirmation hearing, he said a lot of things that didn't quite fall in line with what he had been saying before he was trying to get confirmed, you know? So he said a lot of the right things to go ahead and get confirmed. And look, he was probably going to get confirmed no matter what. You know, there was a majority that was going to push him through, most likely, no matter what he said. And then he gets in. And this is the most troubling thing to me about, like, RFK Jr., is that there are moments where he'll say something that is, like, not only like not crazy, it's like the thing that everyone was hoping somebody would say. And then he'll quickly follow it up with a thing that no one has ever said. And you're like, oh, you had us for like a half second. You know, like, because RFK Jr. has talked about like trying to remove all the dyes out of the foods, like out of the candies and out of the like crackers, all the stuff like that, out of the chips. It's like, that's actually a good, that would be good. Everyone else already removed it. Like, these companies may be international, but when you go to Europe, it's a different chip. That's not, they don't, and that's specifically because Europe was like, we don't do that to our people. So you should, if you want to be here, you can change it, but you have to change it. It can't just be whatever you want it to be, right? And so when RFK Jr. says, like, I'm trying to get all these additives out of the food, all these dyes, all these, it's like, oh, wow, that's great. I like that. And then he's like, and we need a registry for autism. And you're like, oh! In what world? What are you doing? It's so deeply frustrating. You know? Because it's like, that the whole thing... The whole thing that is that is frustrating about it is that it is someone who, even in the face of experts, would rather not challenge those experts and prove them wrong to their face, just more talk to people who honestly and earnestly are trying to find out and don't know and lead them. You don't see him engaging in like real debate with a doctor who's made the thing their life, who's done the true research, and who's done it over time. I'm not saying science and doctors can never be wrong. I'm saying those are the people you should be having these spats with, instead of going on podcasts and convincing people who also didn't do the thing. They didn't make that their life's work, and then leading them down a path where we're not really sure how bad it could get. And this is in the midst of Doge and other things cutting jobs for like the National Health Institutes, you know, cutting jobs at the FDA, cutting jobs in all these places where we need these things. In fact, there have been rollbacks on things that help us prevent things in the future, on research for the future of what might be going on somewhere else, is what scientists are thinking about all the time, when this thing might happen, right? And if you roll back on that, you won't see the effect right away. You may not even see it for a long time. But then when we are behind, because we used to be the leader, and we're quickly losing our first place position in being who the world looks to figure out new illnesses, to figure out, even with old ones, we can still figure out vaccines. We can still figure out all of these different aspects of how to keep people healthy and alive. And when you roll them back in ways that seem like they don't matter, or at least you don't want to give attention to, the effects we won't know the widespread effect of it. You know, and I'm worried because RFK Jr. got in under this whole like make America healthy again attitude. This is sort of a mantra, right? And I understand that he's like a 70-year-old guy that bench presses. But I would like to, if I can, be healthier than RFK Jr. because he doesn't seem healthy. I haven't seen his blood work. I'm not saying, I don't know, but he doesn't seem healthy because he does a lot of stuff that doesn't seem to lead to health. Long before he was ever confirmed for the head of Health and Human Services, there was a picture of RFK Jr., one of many, but there was a particular picture of RFK Jr. walking out of an airplane bathroom, barefoot. And when I saw it, I rebuked the picture. I was like, that will not be in my life. No, thank you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even a scientist. But please wear some form of footwear into the airplane bathroom. You had shoes when you got on the plane. What happened? What happened between the seat and the bathroom that you were like, I gotta get these off? Too restrained. This man went swimming in a DC creek that's been known for like, I'm pretty sure decades, that place is nasty. It's so okay. It's so nasty that the place is nasty. It's so nasty that they have a sign saying, "We nasty. Don't swim here, it's nasty." And sure, it's like this flowing creek and everything, but it's been known for a long time that sewage leaks into that creek. And he hopped in with the same feet that he walked out of that airplane bathroom with. Hopped in feet first, probably didn't even dip his toe in, was like, yeah! Swimming in the creek with his grandchildren, I'm pretty sure. And his dog, you're the head of health and human services. Do us the service of being a healthy human. Like this is so crazy that we're watching you. It would be like watching the Secretary of Defense play Russian roulette. It's like, so you're not going to be here long then. Why would you do that? Don't do that. We want you to be alive. It's so frustrating. Man, has a congressional hearing. Where they're asking him about his belief. They're asking him about things that he said since he's been confirmed and stuff. And this man basically says, don't take medical advice from me. There's a part of me that almost respects that. There's a part of me that almost respects that. Let me tell you why. Because I have been, an hourly worker several times in my life. I've had lots of odd jobs that pay by the hour. I've had lots of I won't call them corporate, but just established corporation jobs that pay, by the hour. And the problem with hourly work, whether you're talking about me or anyone I've ever interacted with, especially from a customer service perspective, the problem with hourly work is I'm not sure if we're meeting at the hour you care about this job. I may have caught you at a bad time at work. There's 4 types of hourly workers. There are the hourly workers who are they start off great, especially when we're talking customer service. You start off great. I was here. You start off great. You clock in, you got a good attitude, you're ready to go. Nothing's happened yet. And then, a few hours into dealing with the public, you have been beat down to a place of which you're not sure you can recover. And you're thinking about how this is Monday. So, my life, Then there's an hourly worker that really starts to perk up the last 2 hours of shift. They're almost home. They're almost out of here. They're smiling at you because they almost don't have to see you. We're almost through with each other. I'm so close. Let's bring it home strong. Then there's the hourly worker that genuinely loves their job. Then there's the hourly worker who hates their job so much that from clock in to clock out, they are here to make sure that you hate their job too. Right? And at different points in my life, I've been a couple of these different workers. Sometimes I had a job where I could clock in and then I was good attitude, good everything. And then people just, whether they're impatient or they're rude or they're nasty, they just beat you down and you try to not let the last interaction affect the next interaction. But after a while, you just get to the point where you just got that face, that almost like a 1,000-yard stare. And you're trying to do your job, but you just want to be and his leg was in his chest. And I've also been that person that's had that job that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to quit this job. I can't wait to get out of here. And you know what? The closest thing to quitting this job is clocking out of this job. I love clocking out so much. Sometimes I do it twice. I love clocking out. It's my favorite thing. Sometimes I actually worked a couple different jobs where back in the day you actually had the timesheet that did the and then, shot the paper back up. And that was extra fun. I would watch it. I'd watch it in slow motion in my mind. I'd be like, yep, zip, zip, and zip, zip. And look at you marked and ready to go. I'm out of here. I'm leaving forever, just tonight, but forever. And then, admittedly, I did have jobs that I really loved. I really enjoyed clocking in and having a great time with my coworkers, and I enjoyed the job that I was doing. And even if it was like something to do with the public, you have your jerks once in a while, but for the most part, it was phenomenal. And I got great experiences out of it, and I'd clock out, I'd go home, I'd start again the next day. And then I had jobs where I was like, oh, okay. I don't want anybody to hate their life, but they're gonna know I hate mine. And there's something in the spirit of an hourly worker that's in the middle of doing their job that's like, oh, don't do what I do. That is what I heard at that hearing. Guys, don't follow my advice. I don't know. I be saying stuff. No. No, it's tough because it's hard to know that everyone has different levels of access and different levels of knowledge on how to keep ourselves healthy. And when you have things getting rolled back, like EPA regulations, FDA regulations, when you have people looking out less and less for the quality of drinking water, when you have people looking out less and less for what the next potential virus might be, you get yourself into some real trouble. And then they kick it back to us. They kick it back to us every time. They roll that thing back. They fire those people who, I'm not going to say every single person loved their job, but they roll things back to the point where now more people have more burden on them and less support to try to get us to where we need to be, at least on a basic level of health. And they're like, but it's up to you. Dr. Oz came on and he was like, the best way to be healthy is to be healthy. And I was like, oh, do you have financial advice too? Because that's incredibly solid right there. The best way to not need these services is to not need these services. And it's like, okay, but you gotta remember, you're dealing with people who have varying levels of knowledge around what is and isn't healthy. My hometown has a bit of a meth problem. And a real conversation that I overheard at a bus stop was, no, they getting on to me and on to me and on to me because I'm smoking meth. But it's not like it's crystal meth. And not only me as a bystander, but the person they were talking to seemed to also be on meth. Said, what do you mean it's not crystal meth? And he goes, it's regular meth. And so then the other person on meth was like, no, it's all meth. Crystal's not the deluxe. It's not like Crystal Pepsi, you know what I mean? It's all generally meth. There's not a diet meth. Meth is the diet meth. I haven't eaten in some time. Because we are a huge country. And it's when you travel, you realize how big this country really is. And it's a lot of people to try to keep healthy, try to make healthy, And so you want people of the absolute highest caliber, knowledge and character to be in positions that affect your health. And I just don't think RFK Jr. is that, you know? And there's all these things. There's plenty of things that you can watch and plenty of breakdowns people have done on his ideas and his theories about health and everything, and the things that he says that fall into the lane of conspiracy and the things that he says that fall into the lane of like homeopathic cures and stuff. And I'm just saying there's a certain way that you talk about people that lets me know what you think about people, how you feel about people, right? And while maybe from his perspective seeming compassionate or seeming understanding, the way I've heard him talk about people, especially people with autism, but people with any sort of different ability or way of life, and talk about it in terms that just seem so like stark and dismissive of the individual themselves in these broad brushstrokes, and then try to later come back and be like, oh, I was only talking about a quarter of, you know, as if that's better. You know, it makes me feel like this is not the individual that should be in that position. And that's not just because he swims in sewage. It's because like actual sewage is spilling out of his mouth every time he talks. You know? But yeah, maybe he can get the food additives out. I don't know. Like that's, you know, that's just, I don't know. That's what's so frustrating to me about RFK Jr. It's like half of what people applaud him for even saying we should do or that he's trying to do is just a bunch of stuff Michelle Obama was trying to do. Like, remember when Michelle Obama was like, how about a carrot? You remember that? Remember when Michelle Obama was like, just try an apple. And people were like, why do you hate America? No, it's super frustrating. You know, I get frustrated all the time. I can't imagine if you are, you know, a parent of a child with autism and you're listening to RFK Jr. talk, or if you're someone who's an actual health specialist and you're listening to RFK Jr. talk, or if you are the person who, in my opinion, deserves to be the angriest, Michelle Obama, listening to RFK Jr. talk. You know, she probably pointing at the TV doing the DiCaprio meme. Like, that's what I just want you to try an apple. You know, that's my thing. That's really where we screwed up. You know, we do all this stuff when it comes to healthcare to make it inaccessible, right? So there's all these things that you have these premiums, you have these deductibles, you have all these different things that we understand are to keep us away from the healthcare. But then when it comes to the vaccines, when it comes to, you know, the treatments, I think we're too like eager to give it to people. We should actually hold it back and make it seem like, I don't know. I don't know, it's all the way over here. Do you really want to come over here and get it? Like, I don't know. You know, because I had a conversation with a friend that enlightened me a little bit in kind of that route of thinking. He was a new parent, and he was like, look, I'm not a doctor. I recognize that I don't know the science or anything, but I'm seeing all this stuff on social and on TV about like giving my kids vaccines, but I'm also talking to my doctor who's telling me to give my kids vaccines, and he's like, I don't know what to do, and I'm really scared about what I should do, right? And I was like, okay, like I hear what you're saying. And then he said, you know, I just feel horrible if I gave my kids something and it made them sick or sicker. And I was like, okay, I understand what you're saying. And then I asked him, I was like, let's just go back in time for a second and just pretend that the vaccine that the doctor's trying to give you just doesn't even exist. and your kid was sick, would you want it then? Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that as some sort of got you. I'm saying that when we're sick, we go to the hospital. When you're sick or someone you love is sick, you want a doctor immediately. All this like just asking questions, going back and forth, trying to dunk on doctors, trying to dunk on experts. It's always done from a place of like actually being okay right now. When you're actually in a hospital bed, you're like, do whatever. I'm coughing up blood. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to say that I don't have empathy for people who have questions or people who are unsure, people who are scared. That's where I think a lot of like humanity gets lost in the conversation. When some people are just like, I don't know what to do. I'm genuinely afraid of what I should do next because there's all this stuff out here. Just like with the food, just like with the treatments. For everything, there's a thing for it and against it. And it depends on when it comes up in your feed. It depends on how you search. It depends on how you type it into ChatGPT. And so it's hard to know, to really know, right? And so I try to not just have patience, but have empathy for people who are genuinely unsure. But you saw it. You saw it in COVID. People were yelling to the rooftops, I'm not wearing a mask, I'm not doing this. Look, live your life. But then at the third cough, they did go to the people who told them to do all that stuff. And I'm just saying, like, I don't know, if you trust them now, if you trust them when it's bad, why not trust them a little early? You know what I mean? And I just want to make it clear, like, my big gripe with RFK Jr. is that he doesn't have these debates and he doesn't have these knockdown, drag-out fights and arguments about the science and about where he's coming from and how he has his logic and how he came to these conclusions with experts who are well-versed in the science and in the medicine. It's always done in like a podcasty type of way. And now that people's real lives are at stake, I just think that's unacceptable. Like, I don't know how we're so willing to give this much. Like, I know we're not, but just, I don't know, when you look back and you compare it as a country, Michelle Obama was like, just eat the apple. Like, it'll help.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, man. How are you?
I'm fine. You know, it's like it's a pretty okay couple of weeks and stuff. Like I really can't complain. I'm finding though that I like living in New York. Mm-hmm. I'm not always in love with it, but I think that I understand old New Yorkers now, because the things that I've seen since I've been here, it's like at a certain point it does become too much, where you're not even like enjoying that there's a story there. You're genuinely like, no one should see this much, you know?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean by that. I definitely know what you mean by that.
Because I like to take walks. I like to just go and take a long walk and think, or try to get out of my head, or, you know, just a long walk. And I remember one time I walked from, I don't remember where I was in the city, but I walked to Brooklyn. Like I walked home, you know, which took hours. Like this was like a 3-4 hour walk that I was on. Mm-hmm. And some of it I was listening to a podcast. Some of it I wasn't. Some of it I was just like taking the day in and stuff, you know. It's a nice enough day. And I don't know, at a certain point, you get to a place where it's good to be present, but sometimes you don't want to be present where you are. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're like, man, sure, it's good that I'm like in the moment, but this isn't a good moment.
That was like a vaguely nihilist Hallmark card you just had there. It's always good to be present, but sometimes you don't want to be present where you are.
Look, if you are okay, the best example.
No, I get exactly what you mean. It's just I would like that. I think we should start making cards that are just very neutral like that.
Hey, it was
because it's not even pessimistic. It's not even bad, really. It's just kind of like, eh.
It's just there are some times where you only want to be so aware, because awareness is like anything. It's like I even think this goes against any Zen teaching, but I think even awareness should be in moderation. Like I don't think that it's healthy to just be locked in all the time. And I realize your life is you only get one, and you only have the time that you have, and we don't know how much we have, but. To be fully locked in, especially if you're not in a good place that day,
Yeah, it's real easy to just then to go like, what's the point of any of it just because you're having a shitty day? I do that all the time. Are you kidding me?
But like,
I will go from having an amazing day and being like, I'm really lucky to have the life I have, and the next day then I'll just be, and it's not even like a depression thing, but it's just like nothing matters. Why do I care about anything?
I went on this walk. And I at one point I sat down. I think I may have been at Meatball Shop, but I wanted to just get something to eat and something I know I would like. Like I was not feeling adventurous this day. I think I may have even been in a bad mood. Like I think easily I could have been in a bad mood. Anyway, I'm sitting outside taking the day in, and I don't even like eating outside. I hate it. I hate eating outside so much. You are a slave. You are at the mercy of the elements, and the people that love this is just it's too much for me. The fact that when
it's like camping,
Yeah,
that's why people like it.
Oh God. Anyone who loves eating outside has not had enough stuff happen outside. Like legitimately, you're at the mercy of whatever passes by, whether that be dirty wind. Or a car really fling some sludge onto the sidewalk. You're on the sidewalk. There's no dining out in New York. There's only a couple of beer gardens in the entirety of New York. So if you're eating outside, you're eating on the sidewalk.
You're on the street. You're at the mercy of the streets of New York.
This place was busy, so I had to eat outside. And for whatever reason, that day it was nice enough I didn't mind it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like being present. I'm locked into the fact that like the sunlight is hitting everything in a really beautiful way. There's like a brisk breeze, but it's not consistent, and it's not chilly, and it's just enough. Like the temperature is just enough that you don't even feel like you're outside. That perfect temp that's like it almost like it. I know it's not, because we would be boiling, but it feels like it matches your body temperature, because you just, even though you're outside, you feel like there's no weather, because it's just such a comfortable temperature. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but I've rarely been comfortable outside. I'm a large, sweaty man. I don't know.
I feel like we talked about this one time while we were walking, maybe when we were doing the Colorado shows, and it was so nice out that we were like, oh, it feels.
I think that's because that's an air quality we're not used to. Higher elevation, stuff like that. So it felt perfect. You get less of that, heavy air.
That could be it. Like my thing is basically, I said all this to say, I was taking in the moment. It was a beautiful moment, and it was broken by a couple that like sadly wasn't breaking up. This just seemed to be one of their fights that they were having. And they're at the table behind me, and it's just, you can tell they've been whispering for a while, and now they're too pissed to whisper. And so it's just him being like, who even are you? Who even are you?
Yes.
And I'm like,
yes.
Not today.
Were they at one of the other tables?
Yeah.
Or were they just happened to be?
They're at the table behind.
That's even better. That's even better.
So they're outside, and the worst part is that the entire inside is packed, but the outside is just me and them.
Oh, okay. So you're a third wheel to this
entire restaurant is too packed for me to even sit at the bar.
Right.
But then outside is empty. It's just me and them.
Yeah.
And it's like it was. It's just too much, you know, like that, because they're not even having like a nasty fight. Their fight is barely interesting, right? That one at one point the guy he says something to her, and now they're talking at the level that I'm talking right now. So not loud, but just talking, just not whispering anymore. They're both too angry to like, you know, worry about company. And
their guest, Josh.
And basically, out of nowhere, she's like, I don't even want to talk about this right now. You're embarrassing me. And he's like, in front of who?
Ouch. Burn. That's a dig at you.
Well, he doesn't see me. He's like back to back with me. He's like, in front of who? We're outside. All right. Am I embarrassing you in front of New York?
Yeah.
And
she goes, you're embarrassing me in front of podcast and television's Josh Johnson. What a great way to meet a fan. That'd be the best.
It was horrible. And then they managed to eat. So I guess they must have got there like 5 minutes before I got there, because they stopped fighting in time enough to order, then started fighting again. Then they stopped fighting for the little while that they were eating, and then started fighting again until the bill came. And it was like
that's too calm. That's too calm while having a fight. If you're fighting before you even order. Yeah.
That's the thing. They ate fast so they could argue more. They actually didn't enjoy their food so that they could be like, and another thing. Like, that is so wild to me. It was horrible.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm honest, though, I would have loved that. But we've talked before. I enjoy couple fights on the streets. So
yeah, you would have loved this one. Just
that's dinner and a show.
Slinging spaghetti out of your mouth on a sidewalk in the afternoon too. Like, that was my other thing where I was like,
it happened today?
No. This is a while back.
Okay, but I was just wondering, was it a weekday? Because today's a weekday.
It's it was a weekday. Yeah.
Wow. So afternoon.
In my head, this is when I was on hiatus. So then in my head, I'm like, okay, y'all are either like me, where you're on some sort of vacation and one of you has ruined it, or neither one of y'all has a job anyway. So like, I don't know why. Because here's the thing: if you're out like that, if you're out in the world like that at 3:30, I'm not gonna presume to know what's going on with everybody's life, but if you can be out in the sun having spaghetti at 3:30 on a Tuesday, you got a good life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So what are you fighting about? You know,
what are y'all fighting about?
What are you fighting about?
Because y'all weren't
clearly
fighting
got
about
it
the
made.
bill.
You got afternoon weekday spaghetti. What can you be mad about?
I'm just saying. Think about how many people like are either have to worry about something or have to be at work at 3:30.
Oh, for sure.
So then the fact that I'm here, y'all are here, everyone else is here, by the way. I did not expect that place to be packed on a weekday for like it must have been an entire corporate office's lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Late lunch.
Closed for private party.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. 3:30 is a strange time, too.
Dude, so first of all, I walk in, I almost think it's an actual private party, like someone's birthday, because I've never seen the place that packed even at night. So then I walk in and I'm like, something's happening. Like, are they shooting a movie here? This is crazy, right? And then they're like, oh, we have seating outside. I'm like, oh, God.
You hate eating outside so much. And generally, I don't love it either. It has to be the right type of weather for me to want to eat outside.
Have you eaten outside New York?
Yeah.
Oof. It's the worst here. I don't even know if I care about eating outside other places.
Why do you think it's the worst there? What is it that really...
Bro, there's no think. I was farted on.
See, this is what I'm trying to get to. I'm getting to the goods.
This dude.
When did you get farted on while eating outside in New York?
I went to a restaurant with Sally, and I think it was Mediterranean or something. Went to this restaurant with Sally, and it was good. We were enjoying ourselves. And then this guy passed by, and is like playing on his phone or something, and just fully lets loose. And you can tell. I still debate whether or not it was on purpose. Like maybe this dude was being a jerk, who knows? But he farted really loud and really hard right as he passed me. And then I had a moment of like, and then whether he heard me go, or whatever, he just like bolted around the corner. And I was just like, so he definitely did fart. And it wasn't
Probably
even
farted.
like he farted and then laughed or whatever. I think this person was genuinely embarrassed.
Yeah, something happened to him there. He wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. And like, honestly, we're outside, so it's not even like I smelled anything. But I just realized as I was out there that if this did happen inside, I'm not saying it can't, but if it did happen inside, there'd be a discussion. You know what I mean? You're not getting away from me that fast inside.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't sprint away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're saying there'd be some slight decorum, perhaps, if it happened inside.
I would at least catch up to you and ask you if you have ruined your pants. Because it didn't sound like a healthy fart.
Oh, see, so this is more coming of concern for them. You're more concerned about this person and their well-being.
I guess. I mean, I wasn't that mad.
I guess.
But I would like to know. It's like, hey, are you gonna live? Like there's some noises that come out of a person where you're like, no, you're sick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
No.
Yeah, especially I don't know. Why is it worse that it's someone not at the restaurant with you? It's just a passerby.
It's just a passerby because they could be living a dusty life. They could be living like a genuinely unhealthy life where they shoot out hot dog farts at you as you're just trying to enjoy your grape leaves.
Okay, so you've been farted on. Gotta say, that's a first great reason. It's a first great reason to hate dining outside New York. Is there any other reason? 'Cause you keep talking about the elements. Has anything happened to you elements wise?
This did not happen to me because I was inside.
Okay.
But I saw outside that a bike messenger, at least he looked like a bike. He could have been seamless, but a bike messenger completely totaled a table. So he was not looking.
No.
And like this dude, okay, this, I don't know. I don't even know if I should be laughing about this because everybody seemed genuinely hurt. But he basically, this guy was coming out of nowhere. And in New York, there are bike lanes, but there aren't enough bike lanes. And the bike lanes aren't everywhere. So sometimes.
Yeah, they're not consistent. They're not consistent.
Yeah. So sometimes someone, especially if you have a certain route, as a cyclist, you get on the sidewalk. This person clearly was turning from a street with a bike lane to a street without one. And was not looking ahead, was probably looking sideways or maybe looking for the bike lane or whatever where it was going to continue. Because
behind them, they're being chased.
To be fair, there was a van. Like this is what ended up happening. There was a bike lane, right? This person was in the bike lane. At the turn, like at the intersection, there's a parked van that they would have either had to turn more into the road to pass or mount the sidewalk to pass. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
When they mounted the sidewalk, whether they were looking at the van or whether they were looking to see if the bike lane was there, they mounted the sidewalk and then just completely ate up this couple that was sitting at a table outside.
Damn.
Like it was really bad.
That's like a
like the person,
that's like a movie stunt.
Yeah, like the person on the bike went flying first, right?
Oh, no.
So the person on the bike went flying. Then the person that they sort of flew over just slid more onto the table. Then the person that they flew into fell back with them. And so the person that they flew over that's like pushed into the table just falls sideways. So then all the food falls on that person. But it was one of those things that when you see it, you immediately think that the cyclist is in the wrong, but then you see the van and you're like, all right, well, I don't think that should be there because no one was in it.
Oh,
someone just parked their van, like, you know, kind of in the intersection almost.
But yeah, like,
just imagine you're at a restaurant and the table explodes.
I was gonna say, like, yes, it sounds bad. It sounds like everyone got hurt, but Golly, I bet that'd be great to see.
Look.
Oh man, that'd be so awesome
Look.
to see. Sounds really bad. I hope everyone was okay.
Can you imagine? Okay, this is what it looked like. Do you remember the Spider-Man movie from 2001, maybe? The one with Tobey Maguire, the first one?
The original Spider-Man, yeah.
The original Spider-Man. Remember, I think it's in the first one or maybe the second one, where Mary Jane's talking, his spidey sense tingles, and then he grabs her, and because Doc Ock, it must be the second one, because Doc Ock throws the car into the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that, but if nobody moved. Because the cyclist came crashing into them, and there was no superhero sequence where they dodged anything. Every plate hit them, the cutlery hit them, every knee was scraped. Like it just everyone flew too much. Everyone, because the cyclist flew so much that I was like, let's make sure he's moving. You know what I mean?
Was this a scene for something? Was this a stunt chase that happened here?
Yeah, and then the person who got hit from the back, they fell like Family Guy style because they also had
like a bent knee and
okay. So not only
they always have that arm hanging like behind them or whatever.
Yeah. So for the people just listening, just imagine a person is on the ground and a table is sideways, but the tablecloth is on them, like tucking them in. The tablecloth has fallen on them with the plates. And they're not moving right away. Everybody is as hurt as they are surprised. Dude, this was like genuinely. I thought I had seen.
You thought?
Yeah, I thought I had genuinely seen someone like messed up for real.
We're always flirting with it.
Yeah,
the Josh Johnson show, flirting with the afterlife. That's how we are.
Because the way that everyone fell had to be like the sloppiest way you could fall, because also these weren't like young people.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like these weren't.
I do know what you're saying, and that's the last detail that I didn't want.
Dude, that like these people look like they only got two of those hits in them.
Even the cyclist was an elderly man.
He wasn't that old, but he was like he was old enough that
it.
you don't want him to fall off his bike at all, right? he didn't look like Biden on a bike, but he looked close, you know? Yeah. And so then the fact that the force that everyone got hit with and the fact that everybody flew, you know what it did to me though, why it was so scary for me is actually because of a misconception that I had. So growing up,
bikes were made of knives.
What?
I said that bikes were made of knives.
No.
It's a misconception you have.
I
jokes.
Have watched a lot of Law and Order SVU, right? And in one episode of Law and Order SVU, the way that they start the episode is this bike messenger who has been hired by a disgruntled parent who didn't get custody to kidnap his kid back, right? Tries to do that at the beginning of the episode. So the beginning of the episode is them in a park with a grandma and a kid, and then a guy grabs the kid and is trying to like run and get away, puts the kid on his bike. The kid's like, grandma. He's pedaling on the bike and he's got some speed, and then just crashes into the grandma hard, right? Now, later on in that episode, they kill the grandma, okay? So later on in the episode, they're like, oh, Nana didn't make it, right? So then I was like, man, can a person be on a bike fast enough to kill you, you know? And so when I saw that, even though I know that they'd have to be going Usain Bolt kicking levels fast to kill you, I still had a flashback of when I was younger and that bike messenger hit that old woman and she died in the episode. So when I saw the like table explode, because also like food is hitting the window. Right. So like there's little like dips that have hit the window and you're not sure what's sauce and what's blood, you know? Because you're like, did these people just explode? Because I can't see everyone.
I just love that you had like, you had a flashback to a TV show.
Yeah,
because
dude, I thought these people could die. I thought that
you have PTSD about SUV, huh? Don't get mad.
But you said the vehicle.
Oh, I did say the vehicle.
Yeah,
We'll go again. PTSD from SVU. I think it's because SUV sounded better rhyme.
It does rhyme, yeah.
I think that's why my brain did it.
It's why I almost didn't say anything.
Yeah. PTSDVU.
Jeez. But yeah, no, they like
Miami.
They got that was like hard to
That
watch.
sounds-
And
yeah.
in my head, I was like, man, this is why one of the other reasons why dying out. And I've actually, I don't know who I've told this story to. I think this is the first time I'm telling that story, and it's to you, because I don't think I've ever told
Wow.
Sally about that.
You were really traumatized by that episode of Law and Order SVU.
Dude, okay, so this is the thing that happened in my head in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Because once again, I don't really care about eating alone. Like I'll go have a meal by myself and just chill.
Right.
Especially if I heard the place is good, or if it's right there and it looks, like reasonable prices and anything.
And you're going
so,
to hold a server hostage with conversation anyway, so.
Yeah. So I'm sitting at the bar when this happened, right?
Okay, so you were in the restaurant that it happened out in front of.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's even better.
And so I'm
that's
like eating
that's like the
tacos.
people it's like the people who are inside in Ghostbusters when Lewis gets attacked by the dog.
Dude,
The table explodes and everyone calmly goes back to eating.
I'm like, and a couple people, this was so funny to me, right? This is when I knew I was in a different place, because this is early when I lived in New York. So I was like, I think I was in Queens, right? And
Oh, okay.
And so then the whole thing happens, and just like bodies flying and everything, and then like everybody hit the ground, right? And there was only 2 tables outside, because this is pre-pandemic. So this is just like, hey, we have these 2 tables. I mean, yeah, these 2 tables and these 4 chairs in front of the restaurant. Everything else in the restaurant, and the restaurant's too small. It's like a little storefront restaurant, right?
Yeah, so they don't have a big patio anyway, just a couple seats up front.
Yeah. Couple seats way too close to the sidewalk. And and basically I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, if I had eaten outside, that would have either happened to me or I would have got a closer view of it, which would have been horrible, Yeah. Because like the distance,
No
that
matter
I
what,
saw
you're
it
a part
from-
of it.
Yeah, the distance that I saw it from made it very funny. Like I'm not gonna lie, whether
No,
they were
that'd
hurt or
be
not,
great.
the distance I was away, because also everything was muffled because I couldn't really hear. So then by it being muffled through the glass, all I heard was crashing, like the crashing of glass and stuff like that. But then a little bit of like, oh. Because my man that was on the bike caught some air. Okay, like he didn't
damn.
he didn't fly forever, but like okay, I'm trying to describe the trajectory the best, because
Right.
there are some people listening, some people watching. So the guy is like hitting the first person. But when he's hitting the first person, the bike is most of what's hitting the first person. So the
Right.
bike is what's really driving that person into the table and knocking them sideways. When he launches off the bike, it's into the person who was sitting across from them, but it doesn't fully stop there. So he hits the person.
So he
that's
launches
sitting there
into a spear move.
into like kind of a spear. I'm surprised the second person didn't explode, because he launches into a spear, which knocks them back and over. But then he keeps flying a little bit.
Oh, so the second person ostensibly is a ramp.
Yeah, because the
He
second
goes
person,
off of.
the second person caught it, and that's what knocked them down.
Right.
And then he lands like maybe a foot away from where they landed.
Ugh.
So he flew very well. Like if he was
Everyone sounds hurt.
instead of if he was not trying to deliver something and he was trying to fly, mission accomplished, because my man flew. Like when you looked from the window, because I did get up and go to the window. When you looked at the window, where the bike was to where he landed was like at least 3 bikes. Like he flew 3 bikes deep. I'm pretty sure my measurements are just wrong, so I'm just going by bikes. Because everything got pushed at least a bike away from where it was, right?
So that's what I tell my math students to do. If you get confused, just measure in bikes.
Yeah, just measuring bikes. Yeah. People understand the ballpark of where you are. By the way, ballpark, 664 bikes. Okay.
It's actually a big ass ballpark, probably, in bikes.
Yeah, but that's if you lay them down.
They would still be the same length. Just 'cause
No, you lay them down. It's different.
it's the same length.
Everybody knows that bikes are longer when they're sideways. Don't embarrass me in front of these people.
Tip that bike
It's
over
the same.
shorter.
You sound dumb right now, okay? It's the same length, whether it's right side up or it's sideways. Tell that to the bike. Tell that to the bike that got crashed, because that bike was much shorter by the time that dude landed.
That's not because it was sideways. That's because it rammed into a customer very hard from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Customers.
you've never told me that story. That is,
Yeah.
because that's a brutal thing to see.
It was really bad, and in my head, even when it happened in my head, I was like, even if this cyclist had tried on purpose to do this to the restaurant, he would have barely made it through the glass. But the fact that they were just
You
open,
just hit it and just all the way down.
yeah, the fact that these people were open out there in the air, exposed, is why they got the way they did.
They were exposed to bike.
They were just out here living raw, and then got hit by a bike.
Living raw.
Yeah, you can't just no protection at all.
You gotta be ready for bike.
Yeah,
You have to be ready for bike.
100%.
You never know. So at least put one of those big padded like bear suits on or something, because you gotta protect yourself from bike.
Or at least a helmet. That's irresponsible. You getting slammed into the table.
That's what some restaurants will start doing that to be like, hey, to cut down on liability, we ask that anyone eating on the patio wear a helmet.
Also, I really wanted to know.
They spray them out like bowling shoes and just there you go. There's your helmet.
I've thought about this for so long. I wonder what they were talking about before the cyclist hit. Like, I almost wish they were fighting. Like, I almost wish they were like, I don't even know you anymore. And then, bow!
You're just a thorn in my side. You're a real pain in my ass. Oh!
Yeah. Or they were having a
from
pleasant conversation. They were like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the enchiladas are so... Ah!
Yeah. Showing pictures of their kids. And Amelia's 4. Yeah, she's, oh my God.
I really wished... Ugh, it would have been so as funny as it was to watch, because everybody eventually got up and they didn't look great. Like, they had their scrapes. They were definitely hurt, but
They left changed.
yeah.
This was a life-changing meal.
Hey, can I tell you though? The couple that got hit, what'd they do? They came inside. They took their ass inside and sat at a table like civilized people.
And then act like nothing happened.
The cyclist limped away on his broken bike, but I would have loved if they were lawyers and they were like, now these documents are really
No.
salsa and blood.
Salsa and blood and copyrighted, the confidential documents flying through the air. You see those things you specifically, because you've seen men trip on bananas.
Yeah.
A genuine cartoon thing. I'm still jealous. It's
fire.
the main thing. It's the main thing I'm jealous of you of.
Yeah.
Career stuff, I don't really care. You getting to see that man slip on a banana?
Yeah.
That's seeing the face of God.
Panic in his eyes.
Yeah. You see stuff like this. You see men dropping their spaghetti on the bus.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder. If there's something deeper going on here. There's some sort of you're some sort of strange blessed individual, because you're always near these things, but you don't really get into, like, you don't fall down a ton and get hurt. Like, it happens sometimes.
I fall down all the time, dude. The burger.
The burger. That's true. Okay. I did. Okay. Still okay. So generally, you're a magnet for these situations.
Sure. But I'm also out a lot. by being out a
True.
lot. If you go out because here's the thing, lived in New York 6 years. If you go out in New York every day for 6 years, things will just start to run together as they happen. If we did the podcast every day, I wouldn't have as much to talk about as far as what I've seen. It'd be more talking about ideas.
You'd be indoors more.
Yeah, I'd be indoors
Gotcha.
more. But doing the podcast once a week versus an entire week of being outside, hey, too much is happening.
You still seem like a magnet for him, though, because
That's also why I'm exhausted. That's why I started this episode. I literally started this episode by saying it's like not fun anymore.
So you've peaked on experience now. You are done. You are done having Josh Johnson show adventures.
Dude, imagine if you just and luckily this has only happened to me once, but imagine if you just saw two middle-aged people maybe die once a month. Eventually you'd be like, hey, I think I'm just going to take Ubers now and Seamless and do my spot and go home.
Oh, very true. I understand that, but I still think you are a specific magnet for him, though, too, because even when I'm out and go on adventures, or I'm, people always ask me if I have stories because I work with kids and stuff. I work I'm a sub. You think funny stuff would happen being around a bunch of chaotic children all the time? No, not really.
Do you talk to them a lot?
What do you mean talk to them a lot?
Like, I feel like even now, even in this episode, there was a point where you said, see, that's what I was trying to get to, right? So from talking long enough, I finally gave you something that was interesting where you were like, that's what I was wondering. Does that make sense? I think that with kids sometimes it's like because they don't know much, they don't have a lot of life experience, and they don't know a lot of things, anything interesting that they have to say is after like,
oh, no. I'm also not even talking about them, what they say. I'm just talking about them being chaotic balls of rubber. You'd think I'd see more chaos, and I don't. But the chaos finds you, is what I'm saying.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm in situations where chaos should be abound. But 'tis not.
Also, maybe when
it's happening to you a lot. I know I'm more of a shut-in than you. I mean, not a shut-in, but that's not the right word.
I feel you.
But I stay in more than you. But still, you see the craziest of the craziest, and I'm just starting to wonder: is there some sort of curse? Are you some sort of strange chosen child?
I think it's literally just math. I think it's like if you go out every day for 7 days, and if you travel 2 of those 7 days, then like eventually, because like when you think about it, it's like a lot of it's happening. Some of it's happening. This is the first time that we've talked about eating out and why I don't like eating outside and why. But
well, let's be careful with that wording.
Sure. But I feel like a lot of it has been airports. And it's like, just the places that I am.
But I never see anything fun in airports either. I'm in airports pretty often too. You've seen full-on fights in airports. I know you're in airports way more than me.
Yeah, but I took Spirit. Like this is the thing. I guess to me, it doesn't feel abnormal because I'm also being put in, or sometimes putting myself in, less than ideal situations for me to have a normal day. You know what I mean?
That's true. I guess, you leave the house striving to not have a regular day.
Dude, I went
because you're like, I'm going to talk to strangers. And
I went on a 4-hour walk. That's not going to be conducive with nothing happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the walk I was talking about where I stopped at the place. Right. But it's like a 4-hour, like I even have to steel myself sometimes to be like, listen, just to me in a mirror, listen, if you go on this 3-hour walk right now, you are probably going to have something happen. This is not a safe or good place that you live.
This will not be the relaxing experience you're hoping for.
If you walk to Queens, you will see something. You know what I mean? Because that's the other thing that I find too with people where you look at LA as a great example. So it took me a while to learn my lesson that New York and LA were different in terms of walking, to where even if you could walk, you shouldn't necessarily walk depending on where you're walking, no matter the time of day. Because when I was in San Francisco and we were recording those episodes remote,
You walked into a wedding, so you got to be careful.
And
It
that
can
was
happen
just
anywhere.
a walk between episodes because I was like, oh, okay, this place is a mile and a half away, so I'm just going to go there, walk back. And it was insane, and half of it was horrible. Like,
True.
it was not good. So I think that's what it is. I honestly, because you're not the first person to be like, how does all this stuff? And I also don't look at it as happening to me. I see it as happening.
But still getting to be a witness. You're
I
still
see what you
you're still
mean.
near it. And that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people are just like, anything crazy happened, when you were in New York earlier. I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So I'm just saying, I don't want to rule out some sort of curse or prophecy. Just putting that out there.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'm just saying that you are somehow the magnet. I don't know. There's something. It's a good thing. I don't know. I'm just saying. Another option is that I just thought of, because you do see a lot of these things when you're out, but we also talk a lot about how bad your eyes are. So there is a chance that anytime you just see a flourish of colors, your brain fills it in as violent chaos.
Yeah. I'm like,
So
man,
maybe
everyone in New York really knows how to throw hands. Like
everybody in Queens
here
is so
like,
good at exploding. Yeah.
really good. It's crazy.
So there's also that. There's also maybe
Yeah.
if you just got glasses, then suddenly you'd be like, why is life so boring all of a sudden? I don't see anything anymore.
I mean, it could happen. It's like those people who always want a certain type of car and then they get it and they're like, it's okay.
Yeah. Or they immediately crash it.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Okay. I'm just trying to build out the JJU. So I feel like we haven't fully gotten into the what I'm creating is a prequel series.
Jeez.
About your adventures.
Yeah.
Which is what magical amulet you have in your house that leads to all these things. I do want to go way, way back to something you mentioned. I meant to say it earlier, but then we were talking about the bike story.
Yeah.
But you were talking about in Spider-Man 2, the slow motion, but car coming through, but you said no, if it was that, but no one moved. And in that moment, you made me realize how terrible of a power Spidey sense would be by itself.
Yeah, if you just had it, but you didn't have it, you would just know for a while that something bad was going to happen.
You would get the slow motion experience of being crushed by a car.
Yeah.
But no.
Just you
no.
like, oh.
Oh, no. Fuck.
Did you ever, okay. Apparently that Dane Cook joke is a real thing where the woman was at a NASCAR event and a tire came off in an accident and it flew into the stands and hit her.
Oh, yeah, that was a famous thing, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I feel like that's the best example of it. It's like you see the tire coming from so far away, but you don't feel nimble enough to get away. And you're also just mesmerized by the fact you're like a deer in headlights where it's like, is this really going to hit me? And so you just kind of throw up a hand, maybe. I remember I did that with a basketball where this kid, first of all, they were too big for me to play with, but like that was PE, so it's just part of life. But in junior high, a bunch of kids had been like out sick or something this day in junior high. And it was like, for whatever reason, maybe I was in high school. I don't know. I was like a puny kid anyway. But like for whatever reason, I was one of 3 scrawny kids in 2 basketball teams worth of kids playing basketball for PE, right? So we split the court for each team and you couldn't cross because that's the other people's game, whatever.
Right, yeah.
And this kid passed the ball to me so hard. It's honestly... I've been hit with a baseball, and I still think that basketball was faster. Like, this kid passed it the way you throw a dodgeball to hit somebody, right?
Right.
And it's coming at me so fast that all I can do is, like... all I could do is put my hand out. And I put my hand out for what should be a catch. Like, you know how, okay, this is the best way I can think of to explain it. In physics, sometimes something...
Sorry, was just not expecting that to be the first 2 words of that explanation.
In physics class, they taught us...
In physics class,
they taught us that sometimes the speed of an object will like fully change the result that you're expecting. So instead of a ball bouncing off of a wall, if it's shot hard enough into the wall, it'll either explode or go through the wall, depending on what the wall's made of. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the ball is coming at me. I stick my hand out, not like an athlete, but just
No, you've never done that. Why start now?
just like someone who knows a ball is coming, right? So my hand's not out in a defensive position. I'm not like this, but my hand's out in a way that I can at least catch it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's coming at me so fast that I don't have enough time to get the palm in the way of the center point of the ball. And so all it does, and I watch it happen because my hand's like this far out, right? Mm-hmm. The ball's coming at me. I watch it slowly. And it truly happened in slow motion in my mind. I watch it slowly bend my fingers back and betray my face. Just like it was.
Yeah, your hand gave up your face.
Yeah, because it was coming so fast that I put my hand out. It bent my hand back like this and just was open season on my face. And the ball hit me in the face so hard that I my head went back. The ball went. This is so insane. So my head goes back, but I could swear to you, I was maybe concussed. So who knows if I'm right about this? But the ball hits me so far, moves my hand, hits my face, and I could almost promise you keeps going in the same direction. Like my face had no. had no influence on where the ball went next. So it just sort of knocked my face out of the way. And they kept traveling. So this dude literally passed it almost through me, right?
Through your face.
And so so it moves my hand, moves my face. I hit the ground and I just hear everybody go, ooh.
Yeah, that's.
And I don't even try to open my eye.
And they weren't even saying it for you. They were saying because the ball went through you so fast it hit someone else behind you.
Dude, when I tell you I didn't even attempt to get up, open my eye.
Nope. You don't need to live in that reality.
Yeah. I genuinely felt like my hand, like my wrist was sprained. Like I've never
Damn.
had anything. When I tell you this kid threw the ball at me, like I didn't know anyone could do it. And honestly, he was a little like, I don't know, too strong to begin with. Like for real. Like he like
Hey man,
like,
can
dude,
I get real with you for a second? This guy is just too jacked.
like
too strong.
It
Who
looked
needs
like
that?
for real,
Who
it looked
even
like he
needs
was
someone to
taking
be that strong?
steroids for PE. It looked like this kid was straight up on roids for PE because I remember on the first day
This
of
kid
school,
better be pitching for the Mets now or something. Cause
dude, when I went to
sounds like he had a future.
the first day of school, okay? And they gave us our uniforms to change out in and everything.
Okay.
I saw that kid and I was like, that's not a kid.
That's Randy Johnson.
Dude, like this child was so jacked. I was like, he should be teaching. Because a PE teacher out of shape. This kid right here is doing the stuff today. He's doing currently.
I want to know what he's up to.
Yeah, he has a master's degree in physical.
Look at this kid. He's built like a brick shit house, got an arm like a rocket. Come on. Let him teach.
It was dude. I couldn't believe it hit me that hard.
That's great.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not for me.
Say I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I might be a different person if that ball had never hit me in my head.
Honestly, bro, to tie it back in, I think that might explain your eye problem.
Dude,
You got hit in the face so hard you only see violence now.
dude, this kid threw the ball. I don't even know how I wouldn't even know how to begin.
I don't know how you're alive, to be honest, because it sounds like it went through your face.
The fact that it moved my head for me.
For you.
Yeah. Dude, this didn't hit me in the face and it bounced off and then went somewhere.
Right.
It
No,
kept
your head bounced
traveling
off.
the same the same direction as if a person wasn't in the way. It probably could have broke my collarbone if if I
surprised didn't break your nose or something.
Dude, well, no, it was too high. It was too. It was. I thought about that because I was like, man, this like my whole. When I tell you my whole head hurt. Mm-hmm. Because I must.
Josh doesn't remember the 3-month coma he was in after that.
Dude, I must have. I'm looking back. I must have been moving out of the way slightly or something. Like, right. I think sometimes, you know how when someone goes to punch you, if you're not a fighter and someone goes to punch you, you'll like close your eye if they're too close. Like if you know they're going to make contact, you'll like flinch. Sure. Mm-hmm. I think that my whole body, as soon as it hit my hand and it moved my hand, the millisecond my body had left, it was like, we need to just leave.
Yeah, just every part of you took over. Like a cat when it jumps, just inherently just knows to spring up and around.
Dude, it was so bad. I was like, and then that's the other thing too. I never really got an attitude with my PE teacher, but that was like the one time I like got up and he's like, Johnson, you all right? I'm like, what? Am I? It was like the most sass I had probably had with a teacher up to that point, because I was so offended by the question, because I was like,
no,
my man,
I'm changed now.
Did you see
now.
What happened? For you to even ask if I'm all right, you know I'm not. DIB?
I don't remember how mangoes taste now. It hit me so hard. I have forgotten flavors.
Bro, I'm tasting blood. And I do not remember biting myself. I think that my body just sent me a little bit of blood in my mouth to remind me I was alive. I didn't bite my tongue. I didn't bite my cheek. But when I woke up, I was like, I could taste adrenaline.
Yeah. My brain is sore.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with dining out, but, you know.
No, I think we found a whole other thread there, which was the final destination life of Josh Johnson.
Dude, this was
just the Rube Goldbergian chaos of a day with Josh.
I'm not saying you have to coddle kids, but like let them play with kids. This kid is clearly an adult. It's happened to me a couple times in my life where I've had to play with a guy that was like too big for us. And I'm like, this you need to stop this. Let him do his pull-ups by himself. Yeah. He clearly wants to be strong. Let him be strong somewhere else. You got him playing basketball with regular kids, with regular children. You have him playing basketball. It's goofy. It's like you should be ashamed of yourself that you thought this was like a competitive game.
These aren't playmates. These are victims.
Dude,
send this man elsewhere.
This kid had so much hair. Like we're talking about
goatee,
like no we're talking about a kid who is like, it's almost like he's growing up in a different time. Because you know how men in like the, I don't know, whatever, like the 1800s would have like, since they lived to be 36, they'd have a full chest hair at 10 or whatever. Yeah. This kid is like living like that. Because not only is he stronger than everyone, he's got so much, like he puts on his PE shirt and we see the hair coming out from the collar and everything. This dude is testosterone.
Now, would we consider a Teen Wolf scenario?
It would make more sense than just a child being that strong.
than just a large, strong man.
Either that dude has been held back and is low-key lying about his age and has been held back for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Or he's a teen wolf, because none of it makes sense.
Sound like you said Teen Wolf, which I really liked.
Yeah, Teen Wolf.
sounds like the lame knockoff Teen Wolf.
Yeah, Teen Wolf, 2 F's, 1 U.
Coming to theaters Friday. Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Shall we open up the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's open the mailbag. Got a couple here. This one, I just did a weird move around the mic for no reason there with my phone. This one is from Becky, a.k.a. Recky, I believe. Or is it Reeky? W-R-E-K-Y. And it just says, now I've seen everything. Squeaks in Toontown. I know you're headed to Sacramento this weekend, and I'm stoked to see you Friday. That's right. Update. Sadly, I will not be there this weekend. Some stuff came up, but Josh will still be there. And, you know, he's the one who's like faces on the website and everything. So you're going to be fine. It's still going to be good. Go see Josh. I thought I'd share this stunning house that just went up for sale in my neighborhood. Best viewed on a computer to take in the full glory of this beauty. It belonged to a psychiatrist who does it in the house. I'm still at a loss for words. I'm told it's even crazier in person. Let me know if you want to join me for a tour this weekend. I guess sorry, I should have brought this up on the computer maybe. Oh, God. Yep, okay, hang on. Got to open this for you. You got to see the inside of this house real quick. From the outside, looks very unassuming. On the inside, chaos. And yeah, maybe we'll put the listing in the. Oh my God. Okay, so pretty normal outside, right?
Yeah.
Regular house, and then it takes a hard left turn.
That's so upsetting.
For the people just listening, yeah, we'll put the link maybe down below. But it
looks like if SpongeBob was into kink.
Because it's even better, too, because I'm looking at this. I don't have my glasses on, so I can still see it, but not great. So the wavy stuff really makes me feel like I'm having some sort of seizure. It's very just squiggly and like Van Gogh. This is what Van Gogh saw in his head and why he was so depressed. Oh, my God, there's a tree in it?
This is like really messed up. Like this should be illegal.
It looks like a mistake. Oh, my God.
Whoever did this is a sick person.
Well, especially it said there was a psychiatrist that would do appointments in-house.
Yeah, this is the house from the first season of American Horror Story.
Like, imagine you're not feeling great. Yeah, that kitchen then looks busted. I don't know what's going on there. That's a hard. They didn't put as much work into this.
I think they put the same amount of work. And a kitchen is just the place where it all just really comes together. There's no excuses.
And then there's just a bunch of blank rooms. Yeah, because the other rooms, I wonder if these were painted to try to cover it up. But then, wow, that's a whole landscape. That's a lot. That's too much. That's too much.
That's really upsetting. Like it. Wow.
Well, Josh, you can go
you have $1 million
on a viewing
to burn.
Yeah, it looks pretty expensive too.
Yeah. And by $1 million to burn, I mean it would be better for you to burn $1 million than buy this house. Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. I had a great time recording. Hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we're posting clips of the show. You may be watching one right now. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into our mailbag and send us upsetting houses, you can do that. JoshJohnsonShow at gmail.com. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts because we like to read those in the show as well. And if you just want some more bonus content, different podcasts, different video stuff, come join our Patreon. Patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We got a lot of fun stuff there. All those links are in the bio below, as well as tickets to see Josh in Sacramento. Again, sorry I'm not going to be there. We lied last week.
Also, one last thing that I'm throwing out there. If you are watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. You know, maybe tell a friend. And if you really hated it, tell someone that's not a friend.
Yeah. You're like, this isn't for me, but you know who it is for. Fucking Daniel.
Yeah.
Also, you made me think of one more thing. We do have another virtual show coming up, and I believe that is Sunday, I'm going to say October 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Right? That's the one we picked?
Yep.
Yep. So that's coming up in just a week and a half about. So another virtual show. We're having to do this one a little bit earlier because we're going to be on the road at the end of October. Actually, I mean it this time, that I'll be on the road with Josh at the end of October.
Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend.
Goodbye.
Hey friends, I was actually off the road last weekend, so we're still dropping an unreleased set, but stay tuned afterwards because I'm going to be answering some of your questions from the internet. And if you have other questions that I don't get to, you can drop them in the comments. And if you don't have any questions at all, just keep being cool to each other. See you in a bit.
I've also been obsessing over that lady on TikTok who was digging in her yard and found that rug. Like, in case you didn't see this, there's a woman that was on TikTok, right? And this will be important later. But she's white, all right? And basically, she was making TikToks for like her fans and her friends and stuff. And in one of her TikToks, she comes onto the TikTok and she's like, y'all, I think my house is haunted. Okay? And then she starts giving her reasoning, and she does a little tour of her office where all these things are moved that aren't supposed to be moved. She's like, I'm the only one that comes in here, and this is here, and it's usually up here, and then this is moved over here. And then when I opened my laptop, the laptop was like cracked from the inside. And you could see it. It was like corrupt. Like it looked like ink had been spilled. It was so shattered on the inside, right? And she was like, I don't know. I think I have a ghost. And in my head, I'm watching this, and I'm just sort of pulling from life experience. I'm just kind of like, you ain't never been robbed before? Like, and so then, another TikTok she makes after that is she's digging in her yard. I think they're moving a fence or something. And then they hit something. And then they look at what they hit. And it's like this rug that's been buried underground, right? And it's a thick rug too. And then she's like, making a TikTok being like, isn't this weird? And I was like, that's a body. That's clearly a body, okay? And then this is the thing. When it comes to every person has different speeds that they operate at, right? You catch them on one day, they might react to you a certain way, another day a certain way. But some people do have like defaults, right? So one thing that's happened in the last like 4 years especially is that anytime a white woman's talking, we jump to Karen pretty quick, right? Like, there's Karens out there, but then sometimes someone will just have a menu and be like, does this one have gluten? And we're like, Karen! Like, that's... It's appropriate when it's appropriate, it's not appropriate when it's not appropriate, right? But for everything, there is its opposite, okay? And I think that for us, we do need to start talking about the complete opposite, because we all know this person. We all know the white woman who doesn't want to make a big deal out of anything. We've all met this person. She could literally be on fire. And she's like, y'all, I'm just warm. Like, no. You are in danger, Bethany. Let us help you. You know what I mean? Like, she could call you. She could call you in the middle of a robbery. She's at the bodega. It's getting robbed right now. And she calling you being like, oh, no, I don't want to bother her. Just if you get around to dialing those, like, 3 numbers, it would be really helpful. And this is who we have on our hands in this situation, because I'm not the only one, right? I see the thing and I'm like, that's a body. And then everyone else in the comments is like, girl, that's a body. And this is the thing about internet comments in general, right? At best, almost all the time, random comments on the internet are at least not helpful. They're at least not doing anything for you when you read them, or when you posted them, they're not actually good feedback. I mean, like, it happens a lot, especially because the internet's just out for everybody, Especially on a place like TikTok. People stumble onto your stuff and then they just comment on it, whatever they think. It might have nothing to do with what you're talking about, Like, as an example, years ago, I bought some nunchucks. And I was watching a tutorial on how to nunchuck. And the dude's tutorial was good. He wasn't hitting himself at all. He would do exactly what he was doing, right? But then I went down to the comments to see if it was as helpful to other people as it was to me. And none of the comments had anything to do with nunchuck. The top comment was like, support the troops. It's like, sure, but how'd you get that from this? So for all of her comments to be like, girl, that's a body. I think you should listen. Yeah. She made another TikTok where she was like, another really weird thing that happened was that my stepson was like going to bed and he went to plug in his phone. And when he woke up in the morning, instead of the phone being on 100%, it was on 3%. And you know how ghosts can suck up energy? I'm like, no, we're past this. We're past this. It's a body. It's a body. And once again, she was doing that white woman thing, trying to not make a big deal because, guys, I don't think it's a body. She says, I don't think that it's a body. I'm like, you think it's a ghost. It being a body helps your thing too. Every ghost used to have a body. Why are you acting like we're the dumb ones? And so then she makes another TikTok where she's like, okay, y'all, I called the police. And it's funny because she describes like calling the police and stuff. And when she called the police and told them the situation, I was digging in my yard and I was trying to move this fence. I hit the rug, whatever, and the rug's very thick. We can't just, because that's the other thing. She can't just pull it up. It's so heavy that it's like, it's down there. She would have to dig more to even expose more rug to even try to pull it up. And she tells the police that, and the police are like, that's not like a body. And so the police come out, right? And I am not a cop. I don't know how police work actually works. I don't know what procedure is or anything. All I know is what I saw in the video, because she was also making a TikTok out of the police coming and checking out the hole. And the police, when they got there, I don't know what exactly they were doing, but they were doing that thing where, you know, like when they have their hands in their vest? And so there was one cop that walked up and he was like, that might be a body. So police look it over, because cops came twice, right? Police look it over. Then part is fuzzy. I don't know what actually happened linking these two things. I don't know if the police said this to her before they left or if they called later and told her this, but basically they were like, look, it's a hole. I get that you're invested and that it's the rug, but we don't have the resources to just like do some big dig in your backyard for a case that's like not an open case or anything. There's not like some missing person or something. So we just, if you want to dig, if you want to dig and then call us if you find something, you can, but like, we're not gonna. And I mean, look, in this case, it was just the rug. It's not like a foot was hanging out or something, you know what I mean? And so then that was sort of that. And so she makes another TikTok where she talks to people and she's like, hey, listen, I know that y'all are all invested. I know that this is weird, but I don't have the money to just dig up my whole backyard just to try to find out what this is, because in the case that it's nothing, I dug up my whole backyard and then I have to pay to, because it was also like going in the direction of her fire pit too, which means she would have had to pull up all that stuff. So she was like, I don't know where this sort of leaves us, right? And she makes another TikTok not too long after that, because what has happened through social is that we're all talking. We're all like, listening's a strong word, but we're all talking. All right? But you gain the interest, and you can intrigue people from all over the world, right? And so as people are getting more and more invested in this thing, she makes another TikTok a little while later where basically someone was watching her last TikTok about how, yeah, she didn't have the money to just dig up her whole yard and everything. And so then they messaged her and they were like, hey, I own a construction company. I'll dig. I will not be left on a cliffhanger, all right? Digging is what I do. And so then, you know, the next TikTok is her basically being like, hey, this person with this construction company said that they would come over and dig and help me figure it out and everything. So go ahead and tune back in 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna go live and we'll find out together. This is what's really jarring about that, right? Is that TV used to be TV. You used to get your entertainment from TV, and TV was a thing. You used to buy the TV and know that all the TV would happen on TV. But now, slowly, over time, we're TV. Whether we mean to be or not. There's plenty of people who have realized they were TV in real time and been like, I messed up. I did not want to be TV today. TV used to, we're spoiled. We're used to 24-hour news. We're used to 24-hour programming, even pay programming. When a channel runs out of TV ideas, they're like, well, we'll let this person try to sell you something for 3 hours. TV used to just have a few channels, too. TV used to have like 5 channels. And they didn't even have a lot of ideas. The TV would be like, guys, we're done. TV. You would have your TV on, but TV would be off. Because they just didn't have any more programs. They were like, you know what it is. We'll see you at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Go to bed. What are you doing up? Why are you still up right now? You have a problem. You need to see somebody, a doctor maybe. You probably have insomnia because you have left this TV on all night knowing that the Dick Cavett show only goes so late. And I didn't know about any of this. My grandpa was telling me, you know what I mean? But like, he was like, yeah, you used to, that used to be how you knew you had a sleeping problem. And now, she's opened herself up to the fact that like this incident has made her TV. She even said, tune in at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I was like, you have commercials too? Damn. And then soon after that, she makes another TikTok where she's like, okay, all right. So I got a call, construction company calls, but I got another call from homicide. And a part of me was like, duh, it's a body. But she's like, I got a call from homicide that basically they said that they don't know who the last 2 officers were communicating with because it wasn't them. They must have talked to somebody else who told them to tell me what they told me. Homicide heard about the case and they were like, we would very much like to check. That's like our whole job to check if that's a body. And so we're going to come tomorrow and they basically tell her, they're like, hey, if we find something, this will turn your house upside down. Are you prepared for that? And she was like, yeah, I want to get to the bottom of this thing. It's been like on my mind. And, we're not just curious. It's like, this could potentially be terrifying, And so they're like, okay. And if we don't find anything, then you're free to let the construction company dig and just see, like, get to the bottom of what maybe is dinosaur bones. Who knows, right? So the next day comes, and she says in the TikTok, she's like, look, so still tune in at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, but I don't know what you're going to be watching. So sure enough, homicide comes, they bring the detectives, they also bring the cadaver dogs, right? And both cadaver dogs signal at the spot in the rug, right? And they even did in different ways, because I don't really know, I don't know much about cadaver dogs. All I know is that the first dog, he seemed a bit junior. Do you know what I mean? That first dog was just a little too happy-go-lucky. You know what I mean? Like he really showed up and was like, oh, what a beautiful day. It's wonderful to just be in a yard and be able to run around, stretch your legs, and hang out with your friends and stuff. Oh! Y'all, this is just my opinion. I think that's a body. Second dog comes out, must have been more senior dog. They must bring 2 just to make triple sure, you know what I mean? Because second dog comes out much calmer, at least to me. Had more of a dignified gait to his walk. Walking around. Yep, that's a body. Ooh, y'all, come get me. That's a body. And it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough to be like a police dog because you don't know you have a job. Think about a police dog, just a dog. They think they're chilling. They think their life is normal. They only have like wild reactions once in a while, you know? Like I wonder what it would be like to take a police dog to like just the dog park. Have him converse with other dogs and stuff. Running around. That house dog is like, hey, how you doing? Looking good, you know. I love a pup in uniform. Oh, this? Oh, yeah. I wear it all the time. That was, you come to this park often? Oh, yeah, every day. Every day, me and my pal come here, and then, he lets me run around, and then we walk home, and then he feeds me treats, and I take a nap, and the police dog's like, nap? What's that? Oh, when you just get tired and you fall asleep whenever you want. And it's like, okay, must be nice. You said your owner gives you treats. What kind of treats? House dog's like, oh, all the treats. It's incredible. I get like the beef treats and the chicken treats. I go crazy for the tuna treats. I try to play it cool, but I can't. They're too good. Sometimes I'll play hard to get, but then I'm a sucker for the tuna treats. Do you get treats? The police dog's like, yeah, I get treats all the time. What kind of treats do you get? Police dog's like, mostly cocaine. Because I'm one of the dogs that they have sniff for the cocaine, and so I'm running all in the house checking for the cocaine. I usually get there first, and so sometimes I take a little off the top, you know what I mean? A couple extra sniffs. It's gotta be wild. It's gotta be wild to think as a police dog, you're just going for a walk. And they're like, smell this. Oh, okay. See what else smells like this out here. You're like, oh, all right. You just on nice stride, running with your pal, and then out of nowhere you're like, something over here smells like, oh my gosh, that's a body. So both the cadaver dogs signal, right? And when they signal, she's like, oh my gosh, she's really taking it back. And I think that's also the first time that this becomes like real, because I think, I can't say what was going on in her head, but I can imagine that like at the time you're just kind of going through the motions and having your own little true crime thing. But then when there's really something there and it becomes real, like, oh, this is terrible. This is terrifying. And then the police even come over and they're like, hey, you might want to stop recording. And so she makes another TikTok hours later where she's like, hey, I'm sorry I left y'all on cliffhanger. Police were like, hey, maybe you want to stop recording. So I stopped recording and everything. But there's just people all over my house and stuff. And it was just like, I think it was all hitting her at once. It must have been overwhelming, And she's even saying to the camera, she's like, and the police, they appreciate the fact that I'm the one that called them and stuff like that. So it's not like they're looking at me or anything. I was like, nope. Call a lawyer. 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 Call a lawyer now. Put the phone down and call a lawyer. Don't talk to me. Call a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. Stop talking to me. Call a lawyer. That's a lot to assume. That's a lot to assume. Hey, guys, I just found this body. Like, I have nothing to do with it. It's got to be tough. Like, I really did try to put myself in her shoes. It's got to be horrific to find something like that, what it might be, all that stuff. I think about what any of us might do. You know what I mean? Maybe not make a TikTok about it, but like what any of us might do. Like, I think about what I would do. I'm a homeowner. I'm moving my fence, and then hit this rug. A rug, by the way, that had a tree planted on top of it. I think about what I would do, right? As Josh, and even more importantly, maybe as like a black dude in America. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'd be like, yeah. I didn't kill him. You know? So then they like properly excavate and they do a whole dig, and it turns out it's not a body. Isn't it weird to be disappointed? Isn't it kind of weird to be disappointed that somebody is not dead? It's not a body at all. It was a rug that had a tree planted over it that was buried, which, I'm not gonna lie, is way weirder. That's so much more jarring now. There's so many more questions I have now. We understand, it's not right, but we understand how people get got. Like, we kind of, like, there's a part of you, maybe you're in the mob or something like that, but this thing is way weirder. That means that your house was previously owned by a freak. That just means that there was someone that owned your house that was burying rugs and planting trees on top. What else were they doing? Licking banisters? What goes through the mind of somebody who buried? What kind of witchcraft is that? I want answers. She gonna be retiling her roof years from now, and there's gonna be a piece of bologna under every tile. What kind of cartoon house is this?
How do you balance weekly stand-up and a daily show? You know, I work at Daily Show Monday through Thursday, and then we go on the road Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday. And so I know that it's a lot, but it's also everything I've been trying to do this entire time. Like, these are all the things that I've ever wanted to be doing, and they just happen to be happening at once. Another thing that really gives me energy, I guess, is the people that I'm around. I get to be around the coolest people that I've ever worked with at Daily Show, that are constantly, like, whether it's hyping you up or you're able to bounce ideas off of them, and their enthusiasm and the way that they bring, like, their specific talents to the show always make me excited to be a part of it. And then the rest is just doing stand-up on the road, which is just meeting all of you and, you know, doing the meet and greets when we can and stuff. And those are real opportunities to get a second to chat, even if it is just a moment where, you know, I understand, especially a late show, people are tired and they want to take the picture and go home and stuff. I'm never, like, thinking about it some type of way. I guess I'm more just so excited to meet the people who enjoy what I'm doing, you know, because sometimes you are creating these things online and it's very easy to see a number of likes or a little ticker go up. And while those things carry their own sort of excitement of, like, oh, that's cool that people are watching, it's not until you meet the people that are watching that you get a real sense of what's going on. And so I don't know, if I'm being honest, if I've thought about balance yet or anything. You know, I sneak in my naps when I can, and one day I will find time to sleep. But sometimes I will say I don't realize I'm asleep. I have definitely woken up and not been sure when I was sleeping. So I guess I get enough sleep.
How do you take care of your mental health?
I think I do lots of stuff. To me, I think you're constantly bombarded all the time with stimulus and with media. And I think that even though most of it is negative, the positive stuff there, whenever you open yourself up to it or whenever you focus on it, is just as overwhelming sometimes. You know, there are a lot of people out there talking about the good things happening in the world. And if you engage with that stuff as much as you engage with, like, mainstream news and being up to date on the latest horrible thing that's happening in every country, I think you can find the balance that's actually happening. Because it's true, all these things are happening at the same time. And I don't know, I think that centers me sometimes, that, like, as many bad things as there are that are happening, there's so many instances of us seeing, like, the good in people and the good in the world and stuff. And so that helps me take care of myself. I have people that I will sometimes message if I'm having a rough time. for any number of reasons, just having those people really help. I think that therapy as well, depending on your version of it and what you found helps you the most, I guess depends on how often you lean on it. And so, yeah, I think therapy, I think engaging in as much positive media as I can. And I think, looking up specifically for news stories where something good is happening help me take care of myself.
Why are your tickets $400?
They are not. They're not. I cannot say this enough how much they are not. And because of how social works as well, no matter how many times you post that they're not, it may not reach the people who saw the thing. You know what I mean? Like we're all just missing each other because they're not at all. One of the reasons that you might see $400 tickets to my show are resellers. So I am trying to make sure everybody can come to the show. I'm trying to make sure that all the tickets are affordable, right? But if someone buys up a bunch of tickets and then they go to the secondary market and they wait until the show is sold out and then they try to sell it to people who want to come to the show but missed it, they're going to charge whatever they think they can get, right? So while it's $400 in this economy, $400. I am not asking that of anybody. $400 is too much money. Okay. I can't sing. Yeah, I mean, like we're not talking about tickets to like somebody who can do backflips or something like that. Resellers are charging these astronomical prices, which is why I tell people to join my email list. If you join my email list, I will let you know when I add shows. I'll also let you know when shows are happening. You'll also get access to pre-sale in some of the markets because we try to email everyone out. There's a whole thing that I'm learning about how like venue have pre-sale tickets and days, and everybody has a certain amount of tickets that they're allowed and stuff like that. But as soon as we can go to you with the ticket, we try to go straight to you. So that way the email is coming from me and then you can get the ticket at its intended price, and we completely cut resellers out of it. Sometimes I even lose words for how best to describe how bad of a thing this reselling is, because it cheats you out of money and it cheats a lot of people out of an experience, because let's just, for the sake of argument, say the reseller buys my ticket and they're charging $2,000. And then people are like, Josh, love you. Nice little quips, nice little witty jokes online, but $2,000? No. Now, somebody who was willing to pay the like $35, $45 that I was charging for the show doesn't get to come. And then this reseller is blocking people from having a good time at the show, So my tickets are not $400. If you see that, not only don't you buy it, but also feel free to warn other people, hey, this thing is not real, So hopefully I've spoken about it well. Hopefully.
Where is your hour-long Netflix special?
It doesn't exist, but I think maybe it could one day. We'll see. The reason I do stand-up is to connect with the people that I'm doing stand-up for. And that's been happening through social, through YouTube, through like live performance as well. So I feel like the connection is there, and it's getting stronger, and it's growing. And so I don't concern myself as much with like, oh, when are we going to get this thing, or can we get this person on the phone or something? Because to me, all things happen as they're supposed to in the right time. And so if there is a day that comes that I have an hour-long Netflix special, then the day that comes will be the day that it comes out. Until then, I'm having a great time posting and writing as much as I can and just sort of putting that stuff out there.
Can you go deeper into your writing/performing process?
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. I could talk about it all day. So I'll try to give like some bullet points. I think when you're writing about anything, in my experience, I think taking the things that you find funny about them and the things that you find interesting about them and believing in them are going to be ways that you connect people to the thing it is that you're talking about. Not everything is interesting, and maybe everything can't be made interesting by a specific person. But I think if there's any like gold that you actually find in something, someone else will connect with that. I think the missing connective tissue sometimes is belief in the thing that you're talking about, and it's in a full understanding of what you're trying to say. And so whenever I'm writing anything, I'm trying to make sure that I'm fully distilling the idea down enough that if you don't know me, and if you don't know what I'm like, and if you've maybe even never watched stand-up before, you'll still get what I'm trying to say. And I think that is one of the main things I look for in what I'm talking about and how long I want to talk about it. And then I think that sort of all of life informs other pieces of it. So if I may be talking about one thing that has nothing to do with any of the other topics I bring up in my mind while well, let me see, now I'm rambling. Hold on. If you choose a topic to talk about, right, it may seem incredibly isolated. It may seem like one of its kind. But because of how long humans have been around and because we have cyclical behavior, it's not. So no matter what the thing is, there's something like it that has happened before, even if it's only in spirit. And so I think that as soon as you pick something to talk about, you can find things that are similar to that thing that maybe someone might not understand thing A that you're talking about, but they've experienced thing B. And if thing B is a universal enough experience and you link it back to A, then I think that you can in turn at least give people the option of seeing what you're trying to say. And that's just one way to do it. I think that the other way is like take the thing that is your topic that's most important to you and breaking it down on every level. At some point with those layers, people will start to see what you mean. Whether or not they agree is like completely up to them. And luckily for stand-up, you don't really need anyone to agree with you. You just need them to be enjoying what you're saying and find it funny. Some things that we find funny are because of agreement, and some things that we find funny is because of the absurdity of it and how much we disagree. And so I think that in those ways, you don't really need to have the way a lawyer does an iron tight argument. You more just need to have all of your points built out and know exactly what you're trying to convey. And then that will be the link between you and the people that you're sharing with. I think that, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. I look forward to seeing you on the road when I come to your city. Make sure to join the email list. It's at joshjohnsoncomedy.com. And I look forward to making more videos for you in the future. You know, I really love what I'm doing right now, and you're part of why I love it so much. Yeah. Till next week. So, when I swing my legs, are you getting that? No. Oh, you're not? Okay. That would be my undoing, because they are nowhere near. And it's like, it's hard to take a man seriously when they're swinging like this, because it's a natural thing. Like if they were on the ground, they would be planted enough that it wouldn't be a big deal. But because they're so free, because my knees are really off the edge, there is a dangle that's not only a bit dainty, it's a bit whimsical too. It's not the right vibe to try to be.
The shoes are also Velcro too, so that.
Yeah, okay. These actually aren't my normal shoes. I wore these because I lost my shoes. And so I'm still looking for my real shoes. But then until then, I have these on, and everyone has been looking at me like I need help. I have not encountered anybody in a store or on the street that has seen my shoes and not been, let's just say, extra nice to me. Dangling in Velcro shoes, it's not the look for a grown man. You know what I mean? Like this is, when I tell you I'm positive that this is like a walking ick. Yeah, like this is bad. So I was also not happy about it because I literally asked my girlfriend, hey, do you know where my shoes are? Which is one of the most insane questions you can hit a person with, because your shoes should have been left by you somewhere nearby. But I did not know where my shoes were, and I haven't worn these in maybe a year. I don't even know where they came from. I really don't. Like, maybe I bought them, but I feel like they were a gift. And not just a gift, but like a re-gift. Like, I think they were given to someone my size, and then that person was like, nah, I can't keep these in the house. Look, it's better than not having shoes. I'm grateful to have more than one pair of shoes, but I'm also praying I find my real shoes soon because, ugh.
The main shoes, they're what, on?
On clouds, yeah.
When are you going to get an endorsement? I mean, you have those on every show, every stage, all over the country.
That's up to On Cloud. I wear them because they're comfortable. But an endorsement would be nice. That would definitely buy some more On Clouds. Yeah, they might as well endorse me. I would just give the money back to them almost immediately in On Clouds.